Right, welcome, viewing several, to another edition of my little series that I like to call Hands Up, Who Loves a Train Set? Me. So, I've bought a few this week HO sets from the auction site, and I'm going to go through them one by one. It's a nice mixture of things, and we're going to get to look at some different types of clipped together track with road beds. And so this one is Roco, which is a really good Austrian company. They also own Fleischmann, the parent company does. I've got some of their HOE stuff, and it's very good. I got this one, as you can see. It's a DCC set, starter set. So I thought this might be one of the best sets I've managed to get hold of, but I've just also got a Märklin one, which is also fantastic and includes a point. So yeah, I really like this set so far. So looking at it, it's quite exciting. Der Start ins digitale Modelbahn Vergnügen, which is a great word, Modelbahn Vergnügen. It just basically means model railway enjoyment. So who can not love a word like that? I certainly do. Discover the world of digital model railroading in English, and then you've got Le Monde Fascinant du Train Moniteur à Commande Numérique in French. So that's great. So you get we'll have a look in the box in a minute, but as you can see, it's kind of a cool looking set. I'm not quite sure about this wagon here, but obviously it's slightly toy like, but I don't mind that because I love, as you know, I love a train set. And I think the great thing about this particular set is that the track that it comes with is first radius. So out of the box I'm going to be able to set this up here on my bench as it is, without having to use a smaller radius track of a different type. So that's going to be good. So yeah, we'll have a look what's in the box. Right, so just a quick look inside the box. This tells you here that the instructions are sort of between the box and the the bottom of the box and the tray, but I actually have already removed those. I'll show you what they are in a bit. But so the first thing to notice is this is the track. Now I'm going to be looking at several different, I may even do a separate video on this. I'm going to be looking at several different manufacturers' starter set tracks that have roadbed included. Now I'm a fan of this because I'm a train set man, as you may know. I also like model railways that you build and put on a board, but I also really like a train set in a box that I can set up, play with and put away again. So this type of track is great for that. So this track, this base is quite rubbery, which is great because it means it won't slip on a desktop. It does appear to be fixed, whereas the Pico one is screwed on, and you can actually remove the track and mount it like a normal, if you wanted to upgrade to a model railway and do it on a board. This one, maybe you could pull it off, I'm not really sure, but it's kind of separate. It's not like the Bachmann stuff, which is kind of like it's almost like one piece, although I will be exploring that in a later video, so that may just be because I haven't had a good look at it. But as you can see, there's two good things I like about this. The first thing is that this rubbery base means that I can it looks like you can unclip the track there, so that looks good. I'm not going to try that now, but this is a small enough radius that I can fit on my desk, which is a real bonus because it means I can show the set off as intended. Now, so the controller, you get this controller, which is a remote controller on is that a J13 or J15 connector. It's got a 2-digit display so you can see which locomotive is being addressed. And so this is a standard DCC set. It plugs into this, which is your main DCC box. There's a power adapter here. I probably am going to have to use, I may have to use a plug adapter to get this to plug into a UK plug. I think it looks like I'm going to have to fit a plug as it happens, but that's not a problem. I'll do that. But it does mean I probably, when I film the running part, that might not be happening until I've found a plug. Let's have a look at this. Okay, that's a pretty hefty transformer. It looks like a reasonably good quality set, so let's have a quick look at what else we've got here. We've got the power track, which is that one. We have a locomotive, which is decent weight. This is, I mean, Roco stuff is pretty good. It's, I think this one's all-wheel drive. I can confirm that later. We've got continental couplings. I think this is a Deutsche Bahn BR 215 diesel locomotive. You've got this wagon here, which has got a detachable thing on it. This kind of low wagons like this in the red livery, I've got more of these in the Märklin set that I've just acquired as well. So let's have a look at this one. The roof on this one is loose, but that's good because it means you can get access to the weight, and it's got a weight inside it, which is good because on some of the Bachmann stuff, these kind of wagons are often too tall and not enough weight. They will fall off. It looks like there's coupling missing, but it is in. I can see it in the box there, so we can probably sort that out. So it looks like I'm going to have to, before I film the running, I will have to do a little bit of work to get this to run, and then I've got to make sure that it's a bit more complicated to set up because I've got to make sure that I'm going to assume that it's the default address, but if I can't find what address it is, I might have to stick it on my programming track with the Hornby Elite and read out the address. It says it's a standard thing, but I don't expect it will come to that. I was going to show you the instructions, but I don't know where I've put them. Let me just see if they're underneath there. No. Right, well, I'll do that in a separate thing. So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's not a new set, obviously. I don't know how old this is. I haven't been able to find a date in the paperwork, but my guess is that this would be about 15 to 20 years old. And as part of the sort of early DC sort of C sets that used to be able to do when Hornby used to do them. They don't really do them now. But yeah, it looks good. So what I'm going to do is I will set it up, but I'll probably come back before that with an update on some of these things that need a little bit of attention. Right, as you can see, the loop fits very, very well on my desk, which is a great thing for me. And what I love about interesting and unusual train sets is you've got this controller, which is going to be pretty cool. This is kind of like the master thing. You've got a slave socket and a master socket, so you can put more than one of these controllers in. The track connects there, and you have this thing that goes into the power brick, which is extremely heavy, and it's some nice easy to use connectors, press connectors. But as you can see, what the interesting thing about this is it seems to be 15 volts AC going into that box there. So it's not something that you could probably mix and match with other things. And you can see there it says 2.767 amps, 40 VA. So that's a pretty hefty thing, and this has got a big heatsink on it, and it is very, very heavy. That's a serious controller that is obviously much more serious than you get in most starter train sets, where you get a controller that you can handle maybe an amp, maybe in some of the analog starter sets you get like less than half an amp. So that's pretty good, and that could be, I mean, this controller would certainly be upgradable and would power, and you could probably even upgrade that, but you could get another one of these controllers if they were available and have a second one. I'm probably not going to do that because obviously I'm a train set guy and I like out of the box train sets. I do build layouts, but my main joy that I get is from box sets. So I need to put a plug on this beast, so I'm going to have to sort that out and come back to you, and then when that's done it will be time, well, I'm going to be saying let's get the train on the track. Right, so I fitted a plug. I had to take one, the only plug I could in the house was on my H&M clipper, so I've ordered some and I'll replace them tomorrow. For now I've got a plug on here, but I've put this in the multimeter, so it should be between, yeah, about 15-16 volts output, and yeah, I think that's okay. AC. There's no way I'm going to just plug it in without checking it, because there might be a reason why the plug was removed, or there might not. But I think that's okay to try it out. So I'll finish setting up and let's get the train on the tracks. Right, welcome back. We're on the track. So I'll just finish pouring this. It's been a bit of a fun journey to get this. It's a used set, and I thought I got it for a good price. And I like it, but it was a bit of mucking around to get it to work. So we've got the controller here. In the end, what I had to do was I had to put it on my test track, on my DCC programming track, and I had to use the Hornby Elite controller to read back the address. It turns out it was address 8, so there we are. Sip of me lager. Right, let's put that over there now. I'm going to start her off. So the wagons are a little bit cheap and nasty, but I kind of do like them. They're a bit light. The locomotive itself, well, we'll see. I'll show you. Let's start her up. It doesn't really crawl, and it's not that happy at that speed. It's as if the motor doesn't like. It's not really DCC compatible motor. It sort of doesn't really like it. But at higher speeds, you put the juice up, and you can see it's nice at that speed. That's lovely and smooth at that speed. The thing I don't like about this controller, it's the knob goes one way and then the other way, and the bit in the middle is difficult to hit when you want to stop it, but it's got a button you can press to stop, and then you can put it in the centre, unstop that, start it up again. That's it going backwards. But it's, let's see, it's not really crawling. So it's a bit disappointing, the low speed performance, but yeah, I mean, I like it. It's a nice little set actually. Let's see what it does at full speed. Yep, that's nice and smooth. You like that? That's nice. We'll go a bit slow. It doesn't go slow, so I think that's about as slow as it will go smoothly. But that's okay. This is I think it's a fun little train set. This track is it's not the greatest track on a track bed. It does score a lot of points for me for being able to fit on my desk here, which means I can pull this out and play with it, and I can probably run some of my other DCC locos on here with this controller if I want a test loop, which is nice. Although I can do that with any loop of this type of track and just plug my normal DCC controller into it, so it's not that much of a bonus. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like I say, these wagons are a bit flimsy, and the loco is not the greatest. Ah, yeah, you've got a button. They put you a button to turn the lighting on, so let's do that. There we go. Let's see if that lighting works directionally. It does. So that's not so bad, is it? So that's alright. Yeah, and you've got the red lights on the tail. So that's actually pretty good. But you might expect that from DCC. So so yeah, that works okay. And there are other functions you can program on here if you got them on the loco. But I don't think it's got any others. I think it's just got cab and directional lighting on that function. So that would normally be, I guess, F0. And so on the buttons you've got that as a button lights, and then you've got the other function buttons down there, so it can do those four. So the basic functions. So it's a really basic controller, but it's actually quite nice because I can bring this over here, carry this about. But like I say, look, you can see it's got the, and then you go that way for the other way, which I don't like that much, but actually I think once you get used to it, that's fine. So you can go round and you press stop, it will stop. Start, it starts it up again. So that's kind of nice. The P is you can program some things, and that will just select the loco. So quite a basic handset, but actually, yeah, I'm quite happy with that, to be honest with you. I'll turn the lights off, turn them on. Pretty good. So that's that one. Coming up next, I've got a really nice looking Märklin HO set, but it's got a very small, I think it's an 040, and it's got some accessories like a crate, loading crane for containers, and I got that one for a similar second-hand price. So we'll see what that one's like. But yeah, no, I think this is, I quite like this. I think I'll leave this set up tonight. When I've finished editing the video, I'll have a bit more of a play with it, and sip of me drink, and yeah, have a bit of fun with it. So there we are. Thank you for watching once again. I probably put some bonus content at the end of some of the videos. I don't think I've got any tonight. I was going to put, I was going to show one of my other digital locos running around here. So maybe I'll do that. I think I'll try it, and if it works well, maybe I'll put it on the end of the video. Right, thanks for watching. Right, if you made it this far, thank you for your perseverance. This is your Brucie bonus. So I just wanted to show that another DCC loco, which I showed in a previous video, which we know will crawl like a beast, and I want to show that it's not this controller or this system, it's actually this loco that isn't very good. And I can probably do some work on this. I'm going to have a look at it, but it sounds like there's a problem with the gearing or something, but So if I just start this one up, you can see this crawls no problem, absolutely no problem, right down to there. So there's not a problem at all with the controller or the system, absolutely no problem. So let's just give it some juice. It's not a very sophisticated controller, of course. It doesn't need to be for this type of set. But yeah, I don't think there's a problem at all with the control system. I think that particular locomotive, it may need a bit of work on it, I don't know, but we'll go right down. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with the actual controller or the power system or the track. There does seem to be an issue with this, maybe, or maybe that's just what it's like. I don't know. So yeah, maybe I'll get round to having a look at it and see if I can see something that can be improved. But anyway, I'm going to have a play with it, and maybe I'll open it up. We'll see how we go. Right, well, thanks everyone, and good night.